Bob Nicholson.
Uh,
What do you have to chance?
What am I supposed to do?
Come back.
Come to order.
As they say, come back.
I'm going to have my attorney speak for me.
Well, as you would say it, Bob, can I have your attention, Bob? This is important.
Okay. Thank you all, and I appreciate your, we've done very well, and I'm really proud of us all. And thank you to the audience for being so wonderful and listening. We're talking, the next topic is having to do with membership dues and structure. And this has always been a kind of an interesting topic to ponder, to think about. So when we were having our telephone conference in October, on the 7th of October, I asked Bob Nicholson to sort of lead a three-person ad hoc committee to report on whether changes are desirable to our new membership and dues structure. That committee has concluded its work, and the report is in double E. If you have that supporting document, double E, report on the membership committee. Among the other recommendations, the committee has proposed the appointment of a successor membership dues and finance committee comprised of financial people to prepare concrete dues proposals for consideration by this board. As interim president, I accept that recommendation and, subject to the board approval, appoint a membership and dues structure, a membership dues and finance committee comprised of Frank Little of the state of Washington, Jack Snyder of Illinois, Charlie Polk of Florida, Bob Nagel of Connecticut, and Jack Cumming of California, under the chairmanship of Charlie Polk, who is with us on the phone, and with Bennett Napier as supporting resource to the committee. And all have agreed to serve if appointed. So
I think you want to let Bob Nicholson report for his committee
Yes.
before you do the motion.
So would you report
Oh,
to
me?
me? Yes, for the committee.
Well, you're the chair of the committee, right?
Yeah, just briefly. And then I have the motion.
Well, the reason for the committee is in your packet, and that is the 40,543 residents in the CCRCs who are members of state associations versus the 2,026 members who are members of NACA. How do we become a national movement of individuals who rally to support either resident protection, resident rights, resident responsibilities, and advocate for the best practices in Medicare and standards of contracts and so forth? And the short answer is we're not going to get anywhere with 2,000 people. You know, and I'm very grateful because Joe Walton has been on my case for years that I've got to raise enough new members to pay my way to the East Coast. And every time I come, he'd say, how many light members did you get this time? And how much was your airline ticket? And I was really beginning to get tested. But aside from that, we can have more money and do more things with less dues if we come about with a new membership plan and we give incentives to individual members versus trying to support everything with a flat $20. So that's the motivation behind it. I don't want, I mean, all I can say is here are the numbers, that's the reason, and we're going to have Jack and Little and Bob Nagel and Charlie put their financial minds to it. I mean, and I don't even want to use numbers, but I mean, just for example, if you've got, as Bennett say, we got 13,000 people in Florida. How many people in Florida? 13,200. See, and these guys on the board, they hate when I say numbers, but I mean, for example, if you don't tell them, for example, if you say, how about $2? Well, 13,000 times 2 is a lot of money. And how about supporting Ziegler, supporting a lifeline? That brings in 2,500, gets it out of the budget. So you begin to look at all the figures and all the possibilities. The issue is membership, not money. We've got to find a way to get individual members of NACRA across the country in every state that gives us a movement status so we can go on the Hill, and even in states, in Washington, when we go to testify before the House, the Joint Committee on Aging and Disability, we can say NACRA Washington is now 1,500 strong. That's their goal in the next 2 years. But we're joined with 45,000 across the country who care about what we care about. So we're not just a splinter group or a self-interest group. And at a point, with the help of Leading Age, nationally, we may even have Leading Age Washington join us. I know. I can agree.
Could you just read this?
Can I ask how many of the states that are members of NACRA have both state dues for residents and national, have a state?
All of them do.
No,
All
not,
11 states.
no, not all do, and that will be part of the
Oh, no,
deliberation of this group.
No, well, I mean, for example, we've got startups in Ohio, Washington, and Oregon, or Ohio, Washington, and Illinois, and we're still negotiating with them as to what we should do.
Yeah, but that's not her question.
Explain her question.
Well, her question was how many of them are dues and how many are like Connecticut. You know, in Virginia, she pays individual dues to Virginia. In Connecticut, the resident association writes one check for everybody living there.
It's the same thing as Alden Lang and Fraser Meadows.
Yeah.
One $200 check for
So I
400
think we've
members.
got the proposal is to have a group of financial types, talk this all through and make the thing, we ought to be sound and meet the needs of everybody and do the best we can.
Okay.
Let me tell you what I have done. In the past, I have solicited membership for NACRA in the fall, October and November. And then I started soliciting for VACRA in January because VACRA's fiscal year is from January 1st to December 31st. So I'm asking for 2 different checks from the people at my CCRC.
Exactly.
Connie is taking my place. Connie said it would be so much better if people would pay dues to NACRA and VACRA at the same time. When you become a member of NACRA, you are also a member of VACRA. So that the dues are included in both organizations with one check.
Yeah.
I'm for that.
And
Good.
make that recommendation to the committee as they.
Oh, no, we've got
We
that.
got
That's exactly what
We're talking about. In
You
fact,
got
we're
it.
going to take your proposal, we're going to raise it a level and say the provider at your community can say, we will deduct $17.90 for both, and you can add it to your monthly bill in December and send one check in.
We have a motion.
We got a motion. I'm being told we have a motion.
The motion is to have this committee.
Have the
Wait a
committee.
minute, he's going to read it.
Just see, I'm still the judge. It's so hard to be a leader in this group. We want to move. We want to move to affirm the appointment that Ruth has made of a membership dues committee that will include Charlie Falk, Chair, Frank Little, Jack Snyder, Bob Nagel, and Jack Cummings, with Bennett Napier as an advisory resource. The charge of the committee is to develop a viable dues and financial structure for NACRA to facilitate growth and accelerate membership acquisition and development. So moved.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Rolf has seconded. Any discussion further? And-
Oh, we've got some.
No, Ken?
Well, let me
All right, Helen.
I'm a little worried that there is no deadline attached with that.
I think the committee needs to be able to take the amount of time to do its work.
Yeah, but not 5 years.
No, it will not be 5 years.
Well, I don't think Frank Little will allow us 5 years.
I'll break, but
It will not be, trust me, it won't be 5 years.
thank you.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much, and we'll proceed on.